He's looking back.
Yep. Well, Max Biggs, we're finally here. Welcome to Chrono Trigger.
It's Chrono Trigger, everyone. We're doing it. I mean, of course we're doing it. How could we not
Yeah.
do this game?
But holy shit, I mean, I feel like by the time we finished FF7, we had been doing it for so long, I could never actually see us playing another RPG.
Well, this one is shorter. I mean, even going through like doing the few different ways to beat it, I think it's shorter.
Yeah, for sure. But at the
But
same
yeah.
time, I mean, it's such a packed game. I mean, if we wanted to, we could easily do like 2 or 3 playthroughs and have it be a different experience each time,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
going for the different endings. And then, of course, we're playing the Steam version, for those in the know here. And
Yep.
that includes the Nintendo DS optional dungeons, which are actually really good.
Sweet. All right.
So-
We got the little PlayStation cinematic here, which was always really awesome.
We do, and they actually, one of the positive things they did with this port is they actually bumped up the resolution of the opening cinematic, which is kind of cool. So
Cool.
you'll notice it's a nice, pleasant widescreen.
Widescreen, yep.
It doesn't seem pixely or jumbled like it did on those basic PS1 CDs.
Uh-oh, Magus.
Oh, Magus, my boy.
My boy Magus.
My
Oh,
mass
God.
murdering boy Magus. But yeah,
Yeah,
so
so-
I guess as we get into this game, we'll kind of see how long of a playthrough it is, and maybe we can make it sort of a judgment call as to whether we want to go for the optional dungeon and the secret boss. I can always do some off-camera grinding, which is never a big deal.
Yeah. I am okay with that because I've never played the DS version. Although
yeah.
we were talking about the versions I've played, which was the SNES, and then just a few years later, just doing the SNES version again on emulation. I forgot I did play the PlayStation version for a couple hours, literally, which was what it came with anthologies, I think, FF6 in this game.
Yes, that's correct.
And I couldn't do it. I couldn't. It was.
You couldn't
so
do Chrono
frustrating.
Trigger with load times, huh?
I couldn't do the load times, man. It was killing me. I think
Yeah.
I literally did the whatever the fuck that boss on the bridge is, the robot car thing.
Oh, you
And
got that
it's like,
far. That's impressive.
I got maybe like a couple hours in. I was like, okay, I'm done. Yeah, it was tough, but I did like the opening cinematic because I remember just being 13 years old and thinking, oh my god, they got Toriyama to draw like a cinematic, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
What
So
do we got
now
here? What
here
do
we
got?
have the big decisions here that we get to play
Oh,
with either that
man.
crappy blurry filter over it or the
Okay,
original.
Yeah,
going original.
The hard decision is
Going
just like,
gamepad here.
let me frame this for you.
We'll go
Yeah,
with
real hard
Chrono.
decision. Now, I guess some background is they did. Now, I haven't really seen much of this game, the Steam version, but they have made a few updates, haven't they?
Yeah, and that's what you were seeing basically. When this game launched on Steam, they had no graphics options whatsoever, and they had kept the overlay from the mobile version.
like
with this-
100%. Like,
Pretty much.
put your big,
Even
huge,
if-
fucking clumsy fingers on your laptop screen, please.
Yeah, and even if you used a controller, it basically still felt like a mobile version where you actually had to click a button before you could select from a menu, if that makes sense. So basically you had to activate your finger cursor and then you could select from the menu options.
Yeah.
So
Ugh.
they have now brought it up to basically the same look and feel as the SNES version, which is very nice, but
Yeah.
with the very nice DS translation. So I'm quite happy about that.
Yeah, and it's something I did notice the little bit I saw is they've changed the font. That it's not as, it's not as crisp, but I like that because it looked a little weird. It was like fat and just, it was weird.
So we're going to change just a few quick things. I like my battles nice and fast.
Nice.
Help messages, no thank you. Movement, we're going to set to walk because I'm always holding the bottom
It was
button
like
to
the
run.
run button anyway. Yeah.
Right. Graphics, we're going to keep there. Game.
And we also just came from FF7, where that is a little different. Well, I don't know. FF7 and FF9 might have been similar, but I think FF8 was the outlier with the run automatically.
Yes, but I think that was only if you had it on DualShock mode. I think you could still switch it. I could be wrong. Inventress.
Luca.
That's right. Lusa. Oh, Luca.
Lusa.
Actually, I never had trouble with that pronunciation. I was never sure about Marl or Marley. I call her Marley.
I'll call her Marley. Yeah, Marley. And I don't know if that's right, and it probably isn't, but I don't care. It's Marley.
Yeah.
I really don't know.
I'm pretty sure Marley is canon. You'll notice
but
here that everything where they can do it is in widescreen.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. We're playing a full 720p game, basically. Where they can't, they simply add the black bars on the side. So you'll see that occasionally. And then the world map sprite is a little bit more detailed.
Yeah.
Let's see what Luca's dad's up to. Or mom. I don't think there's any treasure in here, but I could be wrong. Oh, hello, Chrono. But yeah, it has been a solid 2 to 3 years since my last playthrough of this, and this used to be one of those games that I would at least play through, like, annually, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe, like, some things I would do, you know, kind of different, but overall I would visit the game pretty religiously.
Yeah, and understandably, it's a sin that I really have not. It's been, like 16 years, I would say.
Oh, really?
I mean, yeah, something like that.
Holy cow! So this is practically a new game to you.
It's pretty fresh to me. I mean, I know some things are they're gonna come back as they happen, but yeah,
here's what I was looking for.
It's been a while.
This is the tutorial area, so I'm not gonna bother talking to everybody.
Oh yeah,
but they do have. Oh, I guess it's a fake save point.
It's wow.
What's the point of that?
This is what they're gonna look like. No, don't actually save here. Nothing's happened yet.
Don't actually save. Sweet. Okay, screw you, Mayor.
Got some G's. They call it G's.
Yeah, G's. 100G. Yep, down there, 500G.
I didn't know if they changed anything in the DS version or not.
Oh yeah, they have like different item names and everything. Like for instance, the revives, they aren't just called revives; they're called Athenian water. So everything just feels a bit more polished.
All right.
It kind of serves to make it a little bit more distinct from Final Fantasy, I guess.
Yeah. Out of the fair.
Great times. Everything in this game is just so nostalgic to me, especially the music. That's my one regret right now, and who knows, maybe in the time it takes for us to play this, they'll update Discord.
Yeah, I feel like I can hear it. This part I can hear the music in my head. Like, I'm pretty sure, yeah. But it's been a while.
Yeah.
I just remember the I would like to hear it.
I hate to start the game off with grinding, but I think I'll go into the forest here real quick and gain a quick level with Chrono and get him some new gear.
Isn't there there's like a sword, right? Is it that haunted house or something? The little masky dude. You do that a bunch of times or something, or there's like a new sword you can get, but it's like kind of ridiculous how many times you have to do it.
Yeah, it's not really worth doing.
Okay.
Especially since you get the beginning of the game is easy enough, and you get so many upgrades so quickly.
I never did it. There's really no point.
Okay, here we go. 90 XP.
Oh, they got those little bars. Now that's not a DS thing. That's just a mobile thing that
that was
right?
DS. But you had the option. Yeah, but you had the option to deactivate them. Maybe if they give that option in a future update, we'll go ahead and do it. But overall, this version is extremely playable compared to what they had initially released. So that's exciting, and I know we were kind of debating whether or not to do like this or the SNES version. But I'm
Yeah.
kind of glad that we can do this because it's just new enough to me too. Because I've only played through the DS version fully once or twice. I mean, I
Yeah.
basically conquered that game, did the optional dungeon and everything, but then kind of put it down after that, and that's been the 2 or 3 years since I played it last. So
Right, I gotta say though, the widescreen is pretty cool. I'm liking that.
yeah,
That seems
actually,
cool.
it's kind of seamless. It's sort of like you remember it being this way in your brain, even though you know that it wasn't.
Yeah.
Of course, I guess when you were a kid,
You're-
it did fill your screen because all we had were those
Yeah.
4x3
We
inch.
had- It's funny. We were walking around the block the other day, and I saw someone threw out like it was probably like a 26-inch or something CRT TV, and it looks
nice.
totally intact. And I was like, oh, should we pick it up? Should we can put it somewhere? Like,
Yeah,
it's
right?
kind of small. Like,
I would pick that up just to be able to plug in my old consoles.
right? And it's like, I know you can get them like probably online. There's probably specialty stores, but I feel like it's hard. Like, I can't just go to freaking Target or Best Buy and get these TVs anymore.
Right. And I feel like that's a relatively recent phenomenon. I feel like I used to see them just like for 10 or 15 bucks every like thrift store or like antique shop that I went.
We've come to a point where you do have a sizable, portion of gaming that are like, okay, you know what, we do need one of these CRTs at least when we play
Yeah, I mean, if
old
you're gonna
fighting
play
games or NES games that require twitch movements.
Right, yeah. I mean, if you play something like that or something with a super scope, you're screwed if it's not
Oh.
CRT. All right, so
Yeah,
let's see
like-
here. We're at level 2. Got a little bit of cash. We can upgrade Chrono's gear here. Expensive, though. And I think we'll get a bronze helmet
Well,
if I'm
I
not
mean,
mistaken.
if you want to wear an unpadded vest like those unwashed heathens.
Right. Okay, cool. There's Melchior. Let's see here. We could bet on the races. We could do this thing, which is how I always got my silver points.
There's races?
Yeah, I think you can gamble and guess who is going to win.
I do not remember that.
I'm still
Yeah,
halfway decent at
is
this.
decent. Cool.
All right, that should be 5. What the hell? This'll be a pretty story-heavy playthrough. I mean, we will definitely do the side quests though, because I mean that's really the meat of the end game is making sure all of your characters have had their emotional arcs before going to
finish their business.
Yeah. Basically, once Chrono dies, spoilers, you can the game is wide open. You can go straight to the ending. There's a big side quest to revive him, and then after that, yeah. Okay, so always check with Marley before you pick up the pendant, and then don't refuse her when she asks for it. May I have it back? No. Finders keepers. Losers suck. I go together.
Sorry. It's just sorry.
No. Sorry, blondes aren't really my thing. Morally. Chrono. Chrono?
Wait, are they limiting you to 5 characters?
I don't think so, but I could be wrong too.
I thought it said 5 characters. Like,
You
I
can
don't
eat
know.
the old
I
man's
thought-
lunch. My dear wife made lunch for me. Always the highlight of my day. Be a shame if something happened to it. Oh,
Go
what
down
just happened there?
Wait,
Why'd the cat just bolt off the screen?
oh, is this the
What the hell was that all about?
karaoke robot?
Yeah. There we go. Come on, kitty. What? Okay. I've never seen that happen before.
He was not feeling that at all.
No,
Oh, you returned the cat to somebody.
Yeah, the little girl.
Okay.
I've never had the cat just dart off the screen like that, though. That was weird.
Yeah, he really doesn't want to
Come here.
return to her. She
Come
probably sucks.
Yeah, right.
Probably abuses that
Yeah, I was
kitty.
going to say, she's probably a terrible cat owner. All right, Mr. Sniffles, we're going to dance. What's up, guy? Drinking contest.
Sweet.
Boom.
I didn't even hear you.
Whew. 5 silver points. I still got it. Now, this was over here, the Jurassic dance.
The dancing.
Yeah, this was really bad on the original Steam version that they released.
Why?
Because they had like these big, colorful buttons right over the screen.
What? Why? Oh my god.
Because the mobile overlay.
Jeez.
Yeah, it wasn't great. All right, showing Marley a good time here. Let's say we go fight a robot, baby.
All right.
They call me Gato,
They call me
I have
Gato.
metal joints. If you beat me up, you'll earn 15 points. Oh!
Oof.
That's a horrible way to fight. Just beats the fuck out of him.
Chrono.
I don't even have any healing spells yet. It's fully possible I could die at this thing.
No, I think, well, it gets harder, right? The more you beat it up.
No, you're thinking of the guy at the end of time. This dude never gets any harder.
Okay.
But the guy who teaches you magic at the end of time does. You have to beat, like, multiple different forms of him.
Okay.
He's actually one of the hardest bosses in the game, I think, when he is fully powered up.
When he's, like, all the way. Okay.
Yeah. That son of a bitch didn't heal me. Well, Marley...
He already gave you points. What more do you want?
Right? Clearly you want to see what my bed looks like, baby. Let's go to Chrono's house here and take a nap. Rest for a while? Don't mind if I do.
That's a bit awkward.
Yeah, right, with his mother
Like,
right
what is he
there.
doing? Just talking to your mom.
Mom, going upstairs. Don't interrupt us.
Oh,
sweet.
look at that. Almost forgot about that.
Oh, that's right, you can introduce all of Chrono's friends to his mom over the course of the game. Ma, going upstairs for some boning. Yes, dear. Would be hilarious. He has this like Cartman's mom kind of relationship. Oh,
whatever.
He's a big boy, isn't he? Ma,
Whatever
upstairs.
personality you want on Chrono, and
Yeah,
he's
right.
just a jackass.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get my rocks off, Ma.
Gonna be boning, Mom. Don't even knock.
Right. Hey, have you heard the gossip? No. Interesting. Okay, I don't want your gossip.
You can literally walk away. It's just like, stop.
Right? Oh, that's right. I have to talk to Melchior. There he is. I'll take a look.
Take a look.
I could buy the bronze
God.
blade. Yeah, it's probably worth doing. I live on the continent to the east. I like how he says that like it's, you know, a neighborhood away. That'd be like someone from China saying to us, I live on the continent to the
Just-
east if you guys ever want to
You're
come
around
see
the
me.
neighborhood.
Yeah, right? Yeah, not gonna happen, old man. I've
takes,
played this
like-
game enough times to know what will get me screwed over in the trial.
Oh my god, that's right. Can't make too many mistakes.
Yeah, everything you do here has consequences. Okay, so let's see here. Apparently there's something else I haven't done yet. There we go. Talk to the girl by the fountain. Let's go. Oh, stop talking to me. Why do I keep
Blasting through the
doing that?
fair.
Well, if we linger at any one spot too long, we could easily spend multiple episodes just dicking around.
I know.
That's the beauty of this game. Like, the world, even though it's actually kind of linear when you break it down, but it still sucks me in.
And then, yeah, I think it's with this game. They put a lot out for you, you know.
Yeah.
And then of course, like the choices you make determine, you know, what goes on.
You'll be teleported here. I kind of get the feeling like Tabin's actually this kind of swindler. Like all of his
brains.
all of his inventions just break eventually and malfunction in horrible ways.
He's like the snake oilsman, and
yeah, right.
She's like the unwilling, genius behind it. It's just the inventions.
Like it surprised absolutely no one when he accidentally crippled his wife. System activated. Chrono just appears as a big pile of like bloody pulp on the other side. Oh, what do you know? The teleporter turns you inside out. Oh God. Son of a bitch, it worked. Actually, I think that's what he says, or something close. Yeah, it worked. Unbelievable. They never. Oh, Taven.
Chrono was never the same.
No, right?
Atoms rearranged.
Yeah, right. It actually turns out that he really did talk before this fair. Like his voice box just got left in some kind of alternate dimension.
His brain just didn't come back together the right way.
Right. He also can't feel
Why are you
pain.
mute?
Yeah, right. Oh my god, I can't feel anything below my chin. He also has a permanent erection. Whoa, Chrono. You know what, guys? This was a fair trade-off. Well, maybe step back onto that right platform and we can fix it. Chrono just shakes his head. Mm-mm. The machine. Failure to recognize penis. Unable to give erection. Transporting to sex change room. That's all this is. And we've already cheapened the whole narrative.
Yeah. Why would you even build that in?
That young man has a huge erection. That's horrible. He just looks at her and doesn't break eye contact. They all walk away. I saw nothing. Oh, man. This looks like an opportunity to go on an adventure. Let's do it. Chrono, if you get on that machine again, there's no telling what it'll do to your penis.
What a fine lad.
What a fine lad.
Really, you're not going to try to stop him.
That's a risk I'm willing to take. System X.
Actually, guys, I changed too late.
Yeah, right. He steps
You're so brave. No, I really so brave.
He steps 1 foot off, and it, like his foot just
a bloody
down.
stump.
Yeah, right. Oh God. Oh man.
I don't know where he's at, but he's not surviving long there.
Yeah, right. He enters this hostile world with one working leg. Oh God. Like no time passes at all for them. He just plops out of the portal. He's got like a dinosaur leg that he's stapled on. He's all like disheveled and has like a long beard. You don't know what he had to do to survive. Oh God. What a great game. Oh, well. First official battle. Yeah, these guys are going down pretty easy. So, how's your week been, Max?
It's let's see. It was a tough one at work, but
really?
Overall not too bad. Not too bad. Let's see. As far as video gaming, played a little bit of Nier. I haven't had much time for games this week, but yeah, I think tomorrow we're mainly going to be, after exercising a bit and stuff, we're focused on some movie watching.
Nice.
Maybe, yeah. So it'll be good. But let's see.
I gotta tell you, I'm a little jealous of your exercising right now.
Oh yeah, I did some exercising today. That whole Orange Theory worked out with a friend. So I don't have a membership, but just doing free trials when I can, basically.
Nice.
So
yeah, I'm still hobbling around like a gimp.
Yeah, dude, that sucks. What was that, 2 days ago that happened?
Yep. I'm walking around on it a little bit better, but still really slow going. And if I bend it the wrong way, or like if I'm going downstairs, then it really feels nasty.
Yeah. So are you taking ibuprofen?
No, we don't have any. I'm just taking regular pain relief.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
acetaminophen.
Okay.
But I'll probably pick some up tomorrow for the swelling.
Yeah, for the swelling, I think
Though,
that'd be good.
truthfully, the swelling isn't that bad. It's a little bit swollen, but that's not the issue. Like, it's basically like tension in the back of my knee, and then the front of it, like if I put my full weight on it, it just feels, substantially weaker than my right knee.
Okay.
So like not excruciating pain. Like you could come up and tap my knee and I wouldn't like bark out in pain or anything. It's just really obnoxious, and it's severely impairing what I would like to be doing,
Of course.
Off course. But yeah, I'd really love to be hitting the gym daily like I've been doing. We've still got a few boxes to unpack here at the new house, and just running around with Connor and stuff. It's just frustrating.
Yeah, I mean it's probably pretty hard right now. You want to be doing a lot more.
At the rate it's feeling slightly better, I'm optimistic that I might be able to eke by without surgery, but I won't know for sure until I see the orthopedic surgeon.
See, like an ortho, yeah. Yeah.
But
See the ortho. I think that's important. But that's a lot. That's a lot going on, dude.
Yeah, it sucks.
That's a huge thing, I mean, there's some exciting things too, getting into the new place and everything. But
hell yeah.
Oof, yeah.
Starting Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
Practically a summer vacation for me.
Right.
FF7, like, I really enjoy that game. But at the same time, like, I think we started playing that one because, there really wasn't much else in the way of options for us a year ago.
Yeah.
We didn't have the Elgato. I didn't even have a PC.
Share.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
with the Elgato
really
now, it's like everything is open up to us.
Right. And
anything that can be emulated.
We really thought we were going to be able to get by just recording off the PS4.
It was fine that was like our first kind of inkling to it. It's a very simple way. They make it very easy, which is nice.
They do, but they need to...
There's some issues.
Yeah, they really gotta address the party chat thing. Like, until we got to the PC, like, consistently, the audio on your end was just so quiet.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm not 100% sure why either, because we were both using the exact same headset. We were obviously both on the same hardware.
Yeah.
It's just that I was hosting and you were on party chat. So for some reason it just has a problem recording its own party chat, which is bizarre. But hey, we are where we are now. And largely because of that, because we had so much fun doing it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
and FF7's a great game, don't
is.
get me wrong. But yeah, now that we have the choice to do whatever, it's been fun going through the Metroid games.
Right.
All of them are, and seeing the entirety of AM2R was fantastic.
Yeah, for sure. But that was my original point, though. FF7, as much as I do enjoy that game, like on the list of games that I'm really excited to play, in the grand scheme of things, that would have been fairly low on the list. This game, obviously, is one of possibly my all-time favorite RPG.
Oh, you're in for it now, son.
Right? Suppose you're right. Now run along, boy. Everyone in this kingdom has got to be real stupid. It doesn't matter how much family resemblance there is, there's no way they're mistaking her for her, like, what, great-great-great-grandmother?
Yeah. It's kind of like, we're going through Sailor Moon, and it's just like, wait, who could Sailor Moon possibly be? It's like, guys,
right?
Come on. Like, how... they don't address that.
It's like Superman syndrome, where like he takes off his glasses and all of a sudden, who the fuck are you? How are you doing this? You are blowing my mind, sir. Eyes cream. Good stuff. I thought there was a treasure chest down here. I'm wrong. Come on.
Nope. He's shaking his head, Chris. Obviously not.
The only thing that's weird so far, and this is not Square Enix's fault, is like in my hands, I've played through this game so many freaking times that unless it's a Nintendo D-pad, either the DS or the SNES, like I can't get used to the Xbox One's D-pad, if that makes any sense. And I refuse to control it with the joystick. It just wouldn't feel right.
Yeah, I get that. I know what you mean with that. Like from FF8 onwards, I'm okay with it, especially because they built it so that they can go multi-directional.
Right.
But even controlling FF7 with the joystick, I won't do it. Like, feels weird.
Yeah, I mean, so much of these games,
no.
Yeah, they're like muscle memory to me, you know. So like, I need it to feel a certain way in my hands. It's kind of like with the Sonic Adventure remake on the GameCube. Like, for whatever reason, I'm terrible at that version of it, or like the PS3 version, because
your joystick doesn't have tiny bumps on it.
Yeah, right. Like I need that Dreamcast joystick. And I swear though, like there's some kind of difference. Like the directions were moved from like full 360 to like eight direction or something like that. I'm not sure if that's technically true or not, but I really feel like it is.
I know what you mean. Well, I remember we were playing that on the PS3 a couple of years ago, and we sucked. And I remember you could, like, going on Speed Highway, you could skip through things, like jump off.
Like I could jump that rail,
the little moving belt and just run on the rail that it's moving off of, because you could go in a super straight line. And we kept, like, veering to the left or right.
Yeah, I'd be curious to play that on like a Dreamcast emulator and just see for myself if I'm just remembering it differently, or maybe I was just way better when I was 12 years old.
Maybe.
Or 13, I guess. Which is fully possible. I mean, there's plenty of games that I suck at now that I was incredible at when I was a kid. It's just a matter of like getting obsessed with it and like dedicating so much time. Yeah.
I think that's probably what it is that a lot of these games, unless it's like newer and I want to invest the time in it, I don't, you know. But like I said, thinking about between starting this and starting like Illusion of Gaia, the thought of Illusion of Gaia, it's like, well, it is a bit scary.
Yeah.
You know, it's a...
You know what we really ought to do? Since this game is going to be kind of our long project for a little while, we should do as our side project, finishing up Fusion, but then start Illusion of Gaia at the same time.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Like, why not?
Yeah. I mean, we owe it to ourselves to complete the side-scrolling Metroid anthology.
Yeah.
But then, speaking of which, I really have to purchase that on the Wii U.
Oh, what's that?
Metroid Fusion.
Oh, okay.
We'll record it off the Elgato.
You never know before they take these things off, you know, like Nintendo especially. Like the original Wii store is going away in December, which doesn't seem like a big deal, but there's a lot of stuff on there you'll never play anywhere else.
Right.
You know?
You should probably make sure that whatever you've purchased from it, you have downloaded, just so it doesn't, you know, go away.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah. Some things I didn't realize that what is it? You remember that Scott Pilgrim game when you came over to my place in Dickey? Yeah,
the brawler.
Yeah, it's a great game, and I
really
had
was.
it on my PS3 for a long time, and I didn't realize this until like literally this year, like a few months ago, that they pulled that game in 2014.
No kidding. Can you still get it on the Sony systems?
No.
Like, it's just gone. Like, the game...
It's gone in North America. Like, in Europe, I think you can still download it, but in North America's PlayStation stores, it's gone.
Dude, if you still have it on any of your hardware, we have got to give that a playthrough on this channel.
I do.
That would be like a fun one-episoder.
That would be. I think we can do that, and probably... Well, there's levels and stuff, but yeah, you could...
Yeah.
I think we could get through it in, like, maybe a 3-hour sit down or something.
Yeah, I was going to say, you bring your system over next time, we'll hook it up to the Elgato, and we'll do it.
All right, sweet.
I could go for a good brawler.
But yeah, there's, you think about games you really can't play anymore, like online stuff, or maybe like, oh, the Wii store is shutting down and we can't play, Phoenix Wright on a big screen anymore, which is kind of a big deal as well, because I only got the first game, and I was like, it would be nice. I don't think you can play it on anything else other than like the 3DS. And
did they release some of the Phoenix Wright games on mobile?
They might have. I don't know.
I could be wrong.
I know
you've got your phone, right? Look it up
them.
real quick, because I want to say I saw at least one on mobile.
Phoenix Wright. Well, you know what? First, I'm just going to go to the Play Store, see if I see anything there.
I think those were mainstream popular enough that they should be available in a couple different venues, even to this day.
They do have some of the newer ones for sure. Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney Dual Destinies, Ace Attorney Investigations.
Wow. Okay, so you just named like 4 games I've never even heard of.
I know, seriously.
That's how much that mythos is built
Me too.
up.
After the original 3, well, I didn't beat it, but I played a little bit of the one that came after the original 3 is Apollo Justice.
Yeah.
Which is just like his spiritual successor, and Phoenix Wright is in that game a little bit.
Okay, I think I remember that he's like a mentor to this new guy, right?
Yeah. But then there was a bunch of games after that, and they started and then you could play as like Dual Destinies as I think Phoenix and Phoenix and Apollo, and I was just like, nah, I'm not feeling this. I'm not feeling the new characters so much.
Yeah.
The first 3 games are fantastic. I love them.
Really? I never got into them. I know Christy did for a good while, so I kind of saw them peripherally through her, but never actually played through any of them properly.
Those would be an interesting playthrough. I think that is just so 100% story pretty much that it would just be us talking about shit and not knowing what's going on in the background.
Right. Well, kind of the same as the Batman game that I'm doing right now. Solo playthrough.
I need to. Yeah, I should play through that. I got that as a gift. But then also I got it on disc. But now they have it for free. I think.
Yeah, they did. And that's actually what inspired me. I downloaded the first episode and really enjoyed it, but then just never got back into it. And so when it came out for free, I'm like, oh, hell yeah, I've got to finish this. And I decided to do it on this channel.
Sweet.
So yeah, that's kind of a fun little side project. And I don't know if you've been watching them, but I just beat the first episode. So from here on out, when I pick it up again, probably tomorrow or Sunday, it'll be all new to me, which will be kind of funny.
Nice.
And even then, though, like it was been over a year since I actually played the first episode, so even playing that portion, there was plenty in there that I didn't remember. Tight.
I like how this is giving me definite, I guess all sanctuaries look the same in these games. Like, I'm just thinking of Link to the Past.
Oh, yeah. Well, did you watch the episode of Zelda with Frog with me and Nick? We're doing Link to the Past, actually.
Oh, sweet. I did not. I haven't seen that.
Oh, that's check your Facebook wall. I'm pretty proud of that first episode.
Oh yeah, okay. I'll give it a watch.
I did manage to die like at the beginning because I wasn't paying attention. I think a rat killed me. But then after that, I remembered a lot of like the heart pieces and everything, even though it's been a little while.
Nice. How far did you get in one playthrough?
Oh, I did a bunch of, like I said, searching for heart pieces and stuff like that. So we only got past the first dungeon.
Oh, well, that's pretty far for one playthrough, I think.
Yeah, I think in the next one we'll probably get about to the point that we're picking up the Master Sword.
Well, there's a lot to... I mean, when you first go to Kakariko, there's like 2 jars to get. There's like 3 heart pieces.
Yeah.
There's
plenty.
Bombs, yeah.
And then once you get the boots after the first dungeon, a lot more opens up to you too.
Oh yeah.
And then even more so when you get the glove, and yeah, it's like I love that game so much.
That's like my number 2 game of all time. Like Link to the Past is so good.
Yeah.
Although, even though Ocarina is great, but
yeah. The nice thing about the SNES, you could really just kind of like throw a dart at the wall and hit a wonderful game.
Right.
Boom. Good thing those 3 notes were exactly the right ones to open the secret door.
To make stone fucking crumble away.
Right? It's like that random switch that Locke hits to open up a cave wall in Narsh.
Yeah. Only I know about this. Like,
You mean to tell me someone hasn't stumbled on that? It's right there by the front gate of the village.
like this took a fucking team to build. I'm
Right.
sure there was contracts, there was lumber and stone involved.
Right? And this is a complex mechanism.
But no, this is Locke's own thing. Yeah,
Right?
Locke hired a team and fucking buried them in that cave. That's what happened.
A part of me kind of hopes we never see like a full 3D remake of that game. One, just the charm of it too, but then also,
Yeah.
like there's stuff that worked really well on the SNES. You know, when your imagination was filling in the gaps that
Yeah,
wouldn't be quite the same in like an ultra realistic 3D environment.
that's true. There's a lot of, levity and like humor in the Final Fantasy games that, from 13 onward isn't really there anymore.
No, which I think is
awkward.
Yeah, which I think is part of the reason they're having so much trouble with the FF7 remake. Is they not only graphically is it a challenge to interpret what you were seeing on the extremely limited PS1 screen, but then also just they can't settle on the tone. Like the fan base has really decided that FF7 was completely different than it actually was.
Yeah.
And so they can't decide if they want it to be like super serious or if they want it to have that really quirky tone from the original.
And yeah, that's the thing is I think most people think of this game as like, oh, it's so dark and Cloud's so serious. And it's like, well, a lot of that's
not really,
true,
actually.
but there was also a lot of humor to it.
Right.
And it was more, oh yeah, that's right. Got the combos coming.
Oh yeah, there we go. And that's how we level up.
Nice. But yeah, like there was a lot of humor in the game too. For like Wall Market was just hilarious in general.
Oh my gosh, yeah. But is that the one that I bought for him?
No,
it's not. Sweet.
You got
Cool. Strength capsule. Yeah, man, I just love the music for this game so much.
Damn it.
I know, I'm sorry.
Actually, I have no idea what the music here is. I don't remember.
Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Yeah.
Remember the battle music.
Yeah. Battle music is hard to forget.
Yeah.
And then the overworld, like 600 AD when you first come back here. This is one of my favorite overworld themes in any game ever. That
Yeah.
Dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it
It
so
is.
much.
There's certain things like there's an NES game, Crystallis. That's it's
I remember you showed me that actually.
Yeah, it's a good game. It's not like a great game, but the music for whatever reason just reminds me of very early childhood.
Yeah, it
There's
tickles your
3 songs.
nostalgia bone.
It's much more like, wow, I remember being literally 6 years old, and this brings me back.
Yeah, the funny thing about this game is it's really nostalgic for me, but it's not nostalgic of like my really early childhood because I missed it when it first came out. I didn't actually play it until about like 99 or 2000.
Oh yeah.
But again, it like this and Illusion of Gaia, like I said, were kind of like my big puberty games, you know?
Well, these were, and I'd say both of those games, like this one especially, was like a step up from that kind of early 90s, like mid 90s kind of tier of games.
Oh, yeah.
They were, I mean, the difference, we didn't get FF5, and that was a big step up from FF4. So, like, seeing 6 compared, or seeing 3, I guess, compared to 2 was like nuts.
Right.
And then this game, I feel like this game definitely was released after 6.
No, no, you're right. Yes, it was released a year after 6.
and it's like you see games like this and the animation, you know, and just everything about it. It's
I know it's also I don't know what's the word I'm looking for.
crazy what the SNES could do.
Yes.
You know.
Like those rays of light coming through the windows. I mean, this game just was so good at building a proper atmosphere.
And these were the games that when emulation was first kind of like starting, that were hard to emulate.
Oh yeah.
You know, they couldn't get the sounds right because this did a lot of weird things with the sounds and music, I guess.
It did. I specifically remember that because I'm ashamed to say my first playthrough of this game was on an emulator.
On emulator?
Yep.
Yeah.
As sad as that is. Well, but then like I felt so bad that, you know, like I basically was stealing one of the best games ever. so I bought the PS1 copy as soon as I got a chance, but like you, I couldn't play through it because of the load times.
Yeah, and that was kind of like playing through FF5 on emulator. It's just like, well, I didn't feel bad because it's like we never got this game, and it was just like, how did we never get something like this?
Though actually,
you know,
I did play through FF5 on for whatever reason. That game on the PS1 did not have an issue with load times. It was all instant. I don't know why.
Well, that one came after, I think. You're right. I think the first anthologies, it was 6 in this game. Or
no, it was Final Fantasy Anthology, which was FF 4 and 5, and then FF Chronicles, which was 6 in Chrono Trigger.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
Or
was it?
Hold on a second.
4 in Chrono Trigger?
Yeah, I want to say 4 and Chrono Trigger were together, and then 5 and 6 were together, right?
I feel like 6 went with Chrono Trigger. I remember 6 and this game having horrible load times.
It was,
and I thought they were part of the same game, which was anthology.
Okay, it was either 4 or 6 that came with Chrono Trigger. Go ahead and look it up, because it's going to drive me nuts. But I know my first experience with 5 was on the PS1.
Googling it right now. The thing is, I think it's 6 in Chrono Trigger, but I don't remember 4 and 5 being in the same game. That's the thing.
Yeah, I could be totally wrong on that. I wanted to say it was 6 in Chrono Trigger too, but you're right. Now that I think about it, I don't think 4 and 5 were together. I think it was 5 and 6 and then 4 in Chrono Trigger. As weird as that sounds.
Okay, Final Fantasy Anthology was 5 and 6.
Yep, okay, yeah, there it is.
And then, so it must have been 4 in Chrono Trigger. Wow, yep. I really don't remember that too well, and I played it.
Yeah. Well, and again, I didn't play, like, I felt kind of stupid for even owning the games because I didn't really play them very much on the PS1.
No.
Except for 5. And the interesting thing about 5, when I played through that on the PS1, is that it had this horrible translation. Like, Squaresoft wanted to be different from the emulator, right? So they gave, like,
that
Ferris,
already existed and was great.
Yeah, so they gave Ferris this, like, really chintzy, like, pirate accent. And
super piratey.
Yarr.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, even when you figure out that she's, like, actually Lena's sister, she still doesn't drop the accent.
No.
Which is just strange.
Yeah, that was a bit grating. I remember playing through FF6. Actually, it was Roger playing through it and getting to the Magitech factory.
Yeah.
And getting to a point where I think you're about to fight like Ifrit and Shiva down in some pit.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it would never load.
Oh,
you would
really?
get on the conveyor belt, and the conveyor belt would take you to a hole, and then you just stood on the hole.
That's bizarre.
And it was just like, well, we can't play this anymore. That's where we're stuck, and it would never get past that point. It was just like a defect with the disc.
Oh, weird. So it seems like Square Enix has always had issues with ports.
Yeah, I think with ports, I'm trying to think. There's some good. I mean, all the advanced games, even though
they're more remakes than they are ports.
I never played 5 Advance.
It's
so
really
never
good. That's like my version of 5.
I remember 6 Advance was pretty good. 4 Advance I liked a lot with the extra dungeons, and it was my introduction to a good translation to 4. Before that, it was all, easy type SNES FF2.
Yep.
So I loved the translation, and the extra dungeons and the extra final boss I thought was really cool.
Oh yeah.
But
I really liked the retranslations for all of them on the GBA.
Oh, yeah, it has a lot of GBA and you're talking about just 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was slow. FF4 was slow. Advance.
Oh, was it? I don't remember specifically.
When you play FF4 Advance and then you go back to like the Super Nintendo, it's about twice as quick.
Oh,
for sure.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, six wasn't as dramatic. I don't know about 5.
5 I don't remember having any problems with, but I also don't remember any problems with 4. But yeah, I really appreciated like the unified translation. Finally.
Yeah. And I don't know who that was. It wasn't Woolsey. He was already like gone, I think.
Yeah.
I feel like I read a profile on this guy that did pretty much most of the translations in that era, and they were good.
Mm-hmm.
They were definitely good.
For sure. Yeah, that was just those were just really well done, and I actually even have the mobile versions, which are basically the GBA versions, just with kind of a pseudo facelift.
Yeah.
People have a lot of problems with that. I thought that they were kind of weak in 5, like it lost some of its personality, and this may be a cardinal sin, I actually didn't have a problem with the way they did the sprites for 6.
Yeah.
They look different for sure, but they retain the personality of the characters, I thought, like, whereas FF5, Bart's, you almost couldn't recognize him. And like the really puffed out chest thing looked weird to me. So
yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
I remember you showed me that. I don't own 5 on mobile, but I'd have to agree with you that it was kind of the same style for both games, and with 6 it works, and with 5
it does for some reason. I can't quite put my finger on it. I just like the way that 6 looks better. But 5, I still played through it all the way on the mobile version, even though I wasn't crazy about the graphics, simply because it was the GBA version, only it ran smoother.
Yeah.
All right. So this should get... Wait, Iron Sword. Is that for Frog? I'm guessing that's Frog.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. Okay, that opens up the door to the boss. Sweet. Let's give her another save here. Okay. But yeah, like my heart sank when I saw this port. Like I was
first came out.
Yeah, I was so upset. Like I had just dropped $15 on this, and I was really excited because I was like, "Oh, we were just talking about doing this as a playthrough," and
another. Yeah.
And then just to see like the horrible mobile overlay and like the really washed out like high res supposedly graphics, I don't know, it was just not pleasant.
Did they not have the option for the original graphics at first?
Nope, they didn't have any options.
Oh man. So I wonder, because I know they redid the mobile version like on mobile. I don't know if it had these options or not, but that's good. There's definitely, they're taking steps in the right direction.
Yeah, I was gonna say the interesting thing about the mobile version, because it's a smaller screen, it actually works for what it is. I mean, it doesn't look offensive. I don't own the mobile version, but I've seen it. And I mean, it functions well for that. Like the really big text and the, obviously the touch screen prompts. It does the best with, the layout that it has.
It's a small screen.
But on a PC, it's just inexcusable. I mean, like the text...
You're gonna lose detail on a small screen anyway.
Yeah.
Like having those smoothed out graphics, I think is fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, on a bigger screen, you got to change it. You got to know what it's going to be on.
Even the font really was jarring because it's designed to be displayed on a mobile screen, which generally you have things like lighting issues in the room to be concerned about and stuff like that. So it was just like bright on bright on bright, and it did not do it for me. The only thing I really miss right now, with this most recent port, I'd love to be able to make my window blue again.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why that was so important to me, but I always had to have it blue.
It was important to me too, and FF8, like that always bothered me, like the default that they just
and then with FF9 though, they brought it back. It was still black by default, but you could change it to blue, and I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening, Square. But yeah, that was always the first thing I would do with this game too, is I would switch the window to blue.
I think that's just from Final Fantasy IV and 6 too, but it's just like Final Fantasy IV is always just like my first RPG basically that I've played. Even though I played Final Fantasy 1 as a kid because we owned it, we had the X-Strike.
Yes.
And we had like, you know, Fex Xanadu and Crystal, these other like, you know, light RPGs. Final Fantasy 2 on the SNES is like the first one I played by myself.
Oh, really?
And yeah, and that it always has a special place, you know, for like, this is at a core what a good RPG is.
Right.
And it has its issues, you know, but
yeah, and
told
again,
a good story, and it was very simple, very satisfying gameplay.
For me, this game just kind of came at the exact right time. I was already into Final Fantasy just from, you know, growing up kind of alongside you and playing those together. And again, because I missed this game, like I wasn't even aware of it when it was out on the SNES, because I got into Final Fantasy slightly after they had already released. And so this kind of felt like a secret, like lost Final Fantasy game to me, even though it definitely does its own thing. I mean, the inspiration is obviously there from the producers and the music and all of that good stuff.
Yeah.
So this game just blew me away when I finally did get to play it. And again, basically from 2000 to 2010, like, which is a long span of my life when you think about it, like all the changes that happened then. Basically from 13 to 23, I played this game at least once a year. Like, no matter what else I was playing, like when I would finish a major project, I would always dive right back into Chrono Trigger just to, like, it was almost like a palate cleanser, you know?
it's you get comfortable, you know, and then you have your characters you're comfortable with, the beats of the story that you know are coming, you know.
Yeah.
That's how I am with certain, like that's how I am with 4 and 6, and it's just
right. It's like that pair of shoes that, you know, you've got worn in perfectly.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that it actually is released in both mobile and portable formats, because, yeah, I mean, that'll always be something I can take with me. Like plane trips, stuff like that, probably like hospital bed when I'm old and dying. That'll probably be the game of choice.
The game of comfort.
Yeah, to keep me from an existential crisis. Frog. Froge. It's pronounced Froge. Come on, guys. Froge? So he doesn't quite, if you notice in this translation, he doesn't quite talk with the ultra posh accent, but he still sounds very noble. I like it. It's more subtle.
What's most noticeable to me is Frog right now.
Right, and to me, it's kind of an improvement. It's sort of like Ferris, where she doesn't talk with the ultra piratey accent.
It's not as exaggerated.
Right, but Frog is still distinct.
Yeah, his character is still coming through. It's a little jarring for me, but it's better.
Yeah. Thou art a fine swordsman, Chrono. I mean, he doesn't sound quite so proper, you know, like, and it's funny because that's Frog's personality, is he really takes himself seriously. And when he's throwing these and thous and no one else in the game is, it's more jarring. But again, that was the Super Nintendo era. There's a certain charm to that as well.
Yeah.
Probably. Want to find out?
I don't know.
I don't know. You're freaking me out, Marley. Yeah. The gig is up. Sure you didn't. God, I love this game. Like, it's almost hard to even like make jokes about it, even though I know we will.
The story, it's a nice
Would you
adventure,
have still been
you
friends
know.
with me? Probably not. Yes, I would have.
Why is that the first choice?
Yeah, right. Because if you're just pressing A, then you'll really piss her off. You want to make sure you're reading. But yeah.
Yeah, it's like this game, you know, FF6, of course, you know my position on that, and I love there are the story beats in it that really feels like an adventure to me too, but this game has the feel of like FF9 to me.
Yeah, a little bit.
Where it's so much more about its characters, you know, and their personality just oozes through, and that's how I feel about 9 as well.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like not as, I don't know, it's just feels like a adventure you're going on.
Exactly, yeah. And that's the mark of a great RPG, is just it just sucks you into its world. And like a good modern equivalent, we've talked about this before, is The Witcher.
Yeah.
I mean, that game, I can still just pop it in and boot up and just run around the world and just get absorbed.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I don't even have to be aiming for anything. It's just kind of like this game. I know all the beats. I know what I'm supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
I can just, you know, lose myself in its universe for a little bit and come out satisfied.
I was listening to a podcast the other day, and among the other things, they were talking about games service. And I think they were talking about like Destiny 2 or something. It's just like, I get it, you know, and I think it works better on certain things. Like if you play chess or you play tennis or something, like it's going to be the same game every time, but you want to keep playing it. It's fun. And games as a service, where it's just like you're doing it for the gameplay, you're doing it for, you know, maybe leveling up a character. Maybe you got RPGs and stuff, you know, Final Fantasy 14 or EVE Online, and it's like and Destiny, you know, you're finding more loot, you're getting more stuff,
right?
You know, it's about the hunt.
It is.
But for me, I'm more about, I want the story, and I don't disparage on people who want, you know, to play, you know, maybe shooters or an online RPG where they want to keep just doing it for fun, or to keep incrementally leveling up or building a base over the course of a few months. But I was just thinking, like, you know, for me, it's you play a game, you do the story, and then it's like, okay, I got that, I want to go to the next one, you know, play other games and get a story, like reading books.
Right.
So I don't think I could do like one game as like a play for service. And I think the mark of a good game, you know, you have games like maybe Destiny, where it's like they're trying to turn it into, you know, you're paying for the service, you're paying for additional packs and stuff every time, so that changes the game a little bit and it ups the level cap a little bit.
Right.
But I think the mark of a good game, like Witcher does this, the stuff, just not the big story stuff, but just the side questy stuff, the vast majority of it just adds to the world. It adds to the story, and it's
that's what this game's side quests do. You do get good rewards for them from a gameplay perspective, but overall, all the side quests in this game serve to enrich the narrative. Either
the characters themselves or the story.
Yeah.
And yeah, Witcher 3 has its very little things where it's like, we're just gonna... But even like, hey, there's a treasure chest at the bottom of this ocean. There's a freaking bloodstained letter that goes with it.
Right.
And tells about some dude dying trying to get it.
Yep.
You know?
Isn't that great?
And even the ones that don't really serve the story, like just getting the loot's cool. Like getting more bombs, getting more recipes for, you know, oils or something. That's really cool. But I think the vast majority of the side quests are like the Witcher contracts, or the you know, side missions, I guess, that just tell you more about the world.
Mm-hmm.
And they never hold your hand in The Witcher.
No.
You just learn about the world because I didn't know anything about The Witcher before Witcher 3.
Right,
you know,
same here.
That was how I kind of dove into that world, and I learned a lot about that world just playing the side quests and the Witcher contracts and the main story.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to. They made it compelling.
Even though this game certainly isn't as deep, or doesn't go as deep as The Witcher does, the nice thing about the side quests here, too, is it's really up to you to figure them out. Like, they just turn you loose in the third act, and they're like, you can go straight to the final boss, or you can maybe explore around with these vague hints and see what's going on. And from there, you do it. In fact, there's a couple that you can miss altogether if you're not being diligent during the main plot beats.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking forward to that as we, hiccups, as we progress through it, because like I said, I know this game really, really well, but it'll be interesting to see what jumps. The reason I play it so often is it'll be interesting to see what new jumps out at me this time around. So.
Yeah, I'm wondering about that too. Like, I know I probably didn't do absolutely everything in this game, and over the years I would just like Google, YouTube and figure out things,
Yep.
And it's like, okay, that's cool. But I do feel like even though I don't know this one as well as like, the Final Fantasy games, I had a lot of fun with this game.
Oh, for sure.
It's great.
And you know what? I think we'll have even more fun next time on Play the Hits.
Next time. All right.
All right, dude. We'll see you then.
Yep. Have a good one.